Hello, hello everyone. It's Birdie here, the recycled hippie chick. Hey, I just have to tell you what I have been doing over my coronavirus quarantine. I have been working on 4 art journals that in my mind I wanted to make for a group that I'm a part of called the Sisters on the Fly. I have to take a drink. And it's a camping group of ladies. And I thought, I have a little journal in my camper that when I go on a camp out, I write down where we were with the group, who my new friend that I met that I like is, what was really fun to do there, just little tidbits about the trip I was on so I can have it in a memory. Or my grandkids maybe can look back on it when I'm gone and see what Gigi did in her camper. So when I started art journaling, I thought, wouldn't it be cool to make these art journals and sell them to people just for that reason, to keep in your camper and make it with little journal spots in it and then make it with pretty pages and pages where they could add to it or glue in a picture or just do whatever they want to do. Pockets where they could stick little brochures of what they did on their trip or honestly, the sky's the limit. That's just what was in my mind. But you could use them for anything. So I came home and started 4 journals. It was 2 years ago, April, this month. It was 2 years ago I started these darn things. And so I shouldn't have started with 4. I should have just finished one and went on. But finally, during the quarantine, I have finished 2 journals. So I just wanted to flip through. My goal is to sell these, and I don't even know how much you would ask for an art journal because good Lord knows I'm not going to get 2 years worth of labor out of them. So if anybody has any ideas on how much I could charge for them, they are, how big are they? They are, I don't know, I'm not sure I can read this thing. Inches. They're 5.5 by 8. So that's what size the journals are. So anyway, I just wanted to do a flip through. I'm going to start with my, what I call steampunk journal. What I did was I took this, is there any laying around here? I took this duct tape. It's not duct tape like we use to tape everything with. This is like a shiny silver metal with a sticky backing on it that air condition guys use to wrap around the seams in the ductwork as they're putting in air conditioning units. And it's real thin and it's really fun to work with. I covered trinkets on this book. The book started out looking like all of my books. I found a set of 25 of these at a garage sale. So they all started out looking like modern business. Okay? And I glued trinkets on all over. You can see a door hinge here, little springs here, a safety pin. I just glued stuff on here. And then I laid the duct tape over it and stuck it all on, front and back, and rubbed it down. Burnished it is the fancy word for rubbing really hard. Burnishing. Today's word is burnishing. I got it all burnished and then I painted it all black and then I dry brushed over it with gold and copper. There you go. Instant steampunk. So inside each page, a lot of the pages, I tried to make a place to journal. This one here is just a picture. I left things hanging over because I like them, looking raggedy. You can hang your own little dingle dangles on it or whatever. Here's one here that I left a little spot. You could put a picture if you wanted. Here I have a little cupcake paper that I tea stained and I wrote note on it. You can write in it. Little spaces to write in. Little spaces to write in. Spaces to write in. Got a picture of my girl Mary Jane in there. Look at this. A little place to put a picture. I don't know what. It's pretty. I don't think you could write on that. But you know what? You could do whatever you wanted to do. You could do whatever you wanted to do. This is a little pocket with a tag. It says pray. These are little fishies. Tackle. It says gone fishing. And I said hook, line, and sinker over here on the side. And then this side over here, you could journal on this side and glue a picture over here. See, that's what I did. I just tried to make places to journal in. This one says secrets. This one here, just a picture, and another. This was a coffee filter that I dolled up and made it into a pocket for tags. This is a little envelope with a little note card in. Place to put pictures, or you could glue your own little journal paper in. Whatever you want to do, they would be yours to do. Just had fun in here. Place to write. This one says Flower Child, and it is, oh, it opens up. What's it do over here? Opens up. I think this is a three-way. So there's 2 spots to write on. 2 spots to write on. This is just junk mail. It came like this in the mail with some advertisement in it. I just cut a notch out of it and decorated it my own way and glued it in. This was a bookmark that I just glued in. Tried my hand at drawing a little birdie and a flower. This was an old book page, and I thought it was cool. It had writing on it, but I just painted over it with a tan so that it would give a space to write. Some texture paste on there. Little pocket. Okay, so this I got to tell you about. These little doodads, I got an idea off of somebody else's YouTube channel, and they were just a piece of, what do you call that? Scrapbook paper, and then I would just find any other little doodad and sew little trinkets on it and make me a pocket. See, I just sewed my little pocket on there, put a little piece of stationery in it, and then when I found a page that I wanted to stick it in, I would just glue it down in there. So I made a whole stack of these so I would have them handy when I'm making art journals. And then this page over here, this sheet, I did the same thing. I just sewed a bunch of cute little painty papers and gibbles and bits that I would have left over on my desk, and then I glued it onto a page. It's really fun to do it like that. These are just pretties. Another tag I made out of gold. Oh dear. Oh, stuck. You can write on the back of the tag. It's made out of a little page out of a golden book. Got some dingle dangles on it. This page over here is a piece of fabric on top of a napkin, and then all that glued on top of a page that I liked the little flamingos, so I glued a flamingo napkin on there. It's a cute little girl here, mannequin. I had tried my hand at drawing a girl. I don't do good at faces, so I just don't do the face. This one here, I think, was inspired by, what is that girl's name that I like? Shoot. Kelly Ray Roberts. Is that her name? Kelly Ray Roberts? I think that's her name. Those of you who love her will know if I'm saying it right. And then that's it. That is the steampunk book. So, the next book, I wanted to try something different with the cover. So I had a painty piece of muslin that I had been practicing with my sprays on. And I had this old quilt that I just cut out a scrap out of and just did my little thing on the scrap and glued it on the spine and made it big enough for a flap. And then here we go. Cute little painty paper with some little gibbles and bits, as Lori Marie Jenkins calls them. Another one of those pages I was telling you about that I just glue in after I make it. Little places on the hearts where you can write. Glue down some pictures if you wish. Just a fun page to do. It doesn't really have a rhyme or reason. This one I made so someone could write in. Got a little dingle dangle. And then this one here has a tag and a spot on the back to write on. And this, I believe this was a French fry envelope. And then I just glued underpants and stuff on it to stiffen it up and make it tough so I could glue it in my book. I love to use trash. I don't buy anything for these. These are 100% recyclable. I do not buy anything unless it's at a garage sale or something like that. Quick little note area here. I really like this one. Really like this one. I watched somebody on YouTube, got inspiration from it. They were spray inking on and spraying water and letting it dribble down, and it was just really fun. So I wanted to try it, and I thought it turned out pretty cool. I liked this one too. It's got a couple little trout, and all my sisters on the fly love to fish. So I tried to make it a little underwater scape. And over here it says fish tails. There's a picture of a bunny. This is that cute flamingo napkin again. And I thought it was cute because I saw these ladies over here saying mini skirts forever. And it says, after years of being called Daddy Longlegs, I finally arrived. So I thought that was fitting with the flamingos. And I just had a little sewed. This is an old hanky that I had with a piece of sari ribbon or whatever sewed on the side. I just glued it in. A book page pocket with a tag in it. This says, in the midst of winter, I found within myself an invincible summer. And then a place over here, right? Okay, so this is kind of a cool page. I made it so that you could start at one end or the other and write along the rope all around the circle till you got to the center. So I thought that was kind of fun. Another book page, I just cut the words out and put a piece of note paper behind it. Place where you could put a picture. Gardening girl. Yes, you're the gardening girl. And you open it up and you can write inside. This was a greeting card that my friend Tracy sent me. And or Stephanie or Lori or Pam. I'm not sure who sent it to me, but I save all that stuff and then use it again in my art journals. This is one of my favorite pages. I don't know if you can see the little glitter spray, but this is a page over here that you could write your own letter or whatever and stick it down in there, or a little stack of pictures you could put in there. This is kind of fun. It's a Halloween napkin, and I glue all my underpants down, which were just a bunch of different colors of magazine pages, and then I laid the napkin down over it, and when you Mod Podge it on, it looks see-through, so you can see what's behind it. That's fun. Little spots to write in. I love chickens. There's usually a chicken in everything I do. People may not remember you for what you said or did, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. I thought that was a nice little saying. Oh, I don't have a tag in this one. Well, this is a tag made out of a golden book. So I'll put a tag in there. And then this is the last page, which is a cloth heart sewn onto a painty paper, glued onto the page. So there you have it. There are 2 art journals that I finished, and I just wanted to share them with you. If any of you friends out there do this and sell them, will you give me a heads up as to where I could start with my pricing? Anyway, it was good to see you guys. I'm hating being cooped up as much as you all are, but I am a personal gardener, so what is the word I want to say? I'm considered an essential worker, so I've still been able to work, and my husband works for natural gas, so he's still been able to work, and so kind of just been living my life like we normally do, go to work and come home. So the only thing is I'm missing having friends over, and I was just on the verge of sending out an invitation on my Facebook page for people that live around me to have a journaling by fives class in my art studio. I asked Shannon Green if she would mind if I did that. She said, no, absolutely not, because she's the creator of it, and I wanted to give her all the glory. So if you've never journaled by fives, then you need to look that up. Journaling by Fives by Shannon Green. And I was about to ask about 5 ladies if they wanted to come in and do a class with me. And then all this virus thing hit. So I miss things like that. But for the most part, my husband and I go to work and come home and play in the yard anyway. So, or the art room, or him in his shop. So it's not really that much different for us. But I am praying for all those out there who are being affected. I would like to thank President Trump for the stimulus check. I'm sure that will be a help to many, many people out there who have not been able to work. I'm appreciative of it. And I think he's doing a great job of handling all of this in our world. And I pray for our leaders and for the president and for people who have lost their job and people who are sick. I don't know anybody who's actually been affected by it, so I am very blessed, but I know there's a lot of people who have been. So you are in my prayers, and I know that we will get through this, and it'll all turn out the way God needs for it to. So until we see each other again, I love you all, and bye-bye from Birdie.